This is the video, Season 2024 Gameplay Spotlight. Let's check it out. What the heck? So loud. Is the volume good? That's a big scuttle, dude.
In with the new. Welcome one and all to Season 2024.
Should I turn on subtitles? I think it'll be useful. Let's do that.
We've got quite a few changes to share, from terrain adjustments to new monsters and items. Ready to see what's coming?
Dude, that's so crazy. There's like 2 different entrances now here, but like it's different, you know? Like, yeah, there was before as well, but like it's different.
Let's get into it.
Okay. It's bigger, it's wider.
Wait, where are we? Oh, it's top lane. These walls are different, and would you look at that? The brush is now in the middle of the river. Well, that'll make for a trickier gank path.
That's kind of cool.
So you top laners can focus more on your lane opponent instead of hungry junglers. We've got terrain changes across the entire map, actually. Like in mid lane, the brush is farther back from the lane now. And
it's so big. No, surely it's bigger than it used to be, right?
we've adjusted the walls to both red and blue side for better symmetry. Overall, these adjustments should make it a little safer to play a variety of champions in mid lane, especially those mages with 0 dashes. Speaking of safety, we've also changed the walls opposite Baron and Dragon Pit for a bit more security while you're moving between lanes through the jungle.
Dude, it's a jungle
Finally,
kingdom.
In bot lane, there's a new gank path on red side to make the map more symmetrical. We've also shifted the brush to the middle of the river, so both teams can more reasonably fight for vision control. Look alive, Dad.
We love that. Oh, we love that. Oh, we junglers love this. New monster.
Jungle paths aren't the only thing to keep your eye on this season. A new void monster has found its way to the river. During the early game, a camp of 3 void grubs will now spawn inside the Baron pit.
God, they're
when
like...
you attack a grub, smaller void mites appear to join the fight. Killing one of the void grubs grants a permanent buff to your entire team that deals damage over time when attacking turrets. For every you slay, the buff becomes more powerful.
What?
After the first 3 grubs are killed, 3 more will spawn a few minutes later.
Oh my god, it's a grub kingdom.
6, then you unlock the maximum buff. When you attack a turret, you'll apply the damage over time and spawn some void mites of your own to help take it down. Keep in mind that these grubs are an incremental camp, not all or nothing. So slaying even 1 can give your team a small boost and keep the enemy from collecting all 6.
Weird. Okay. The dot's not very strong,
any
really.
remaining grubs disappear, and the beloved Rift Herald enters the game with a fresh
At 14 minutes.
Maybe they're born with it. Maybe it's the hideously vile influence of the void from whence they came. If you slay the Herald, you can summon them as before to march down lane and whack turrets.
Herald is so ugly now.
Any member of your team can hop on board to play Summoner's Drift, steering the monster as they charge forward like a battle sled. Ramming Herald into a turret this way deals some extra damage, and you can run...
Bro, what is that? Is this Nexus Blitz mechanics in Summoner's Rift ranked? What is this?
...into enemy champions to damage and knock them up. On collision with terrain or a turret, the driver pops out nearby.
That's
and the
funny.
ability to steer goes on cooldown. This cooldown resets if you hit a turret, but takes longer
you can
if you hit
you can steer? You can aim?
A wall. All aboard the Shelly Demolition Train. Now let's talk about... What was that?
Ooh. Okay.
Baron Nashor, Voidborn Tyrant of the Rift, is back and badder than ever before.
Yo, he looks scary now.
You'll know it. Baron takes one
of
3 forms when he emerges. Each form provides the same classic buff.
Wait, sorry, what form? What? Baron takes on 1 of 3 forms when he emerges. Each form provides the same...
Each form provides the same classic buff, but alters how he fights and determines the shape of his pit. But wait, there's more. With Baron's entrance, the Void's influence spreads across the map, infusing the Scuttle Crab, Brambleback, and Sentinel with dark power.
Oh, wow.
Voidborn Scuttle Crab becomes tankier and tougher to kill. On death, she sends out a massive burst like a Scryer's Bloom, revealing all enemy
I thought the Ash Arrow came. He said, like, it sends out a massive, and I thought it was the Ash Arrow. I'm like, no way.
Champions and wards in a large area. Bet you didn't see that coming. Likewise, the Voidborn red and blue buff require a little more muscle to take down, but in exchange, they grant the buff to every teammate who's alive at the time. So no more fighting over who gets blue buff, alright?
Like, is jungle back? The bad part about this is you would know where the jungler is. You know? When like, your bot lane just randomly gets blue buff, now you know their jungler is top. Right? I don't know. This is kind of, I mean, alright. We'll see. We'll play it. See how it feels.
Speaking of cool new buffs, let's talk Infernal Rift. All versions of the Elemental Rift have been refreshed to accommodate the new base terrain, with Mountain Rift losing a few walls that didn't quite fit anymore. But we've changed up Infernal Rift completely. We don't have gameplay footage quite ready at this time, so let me paint you a word picture. Instead of a burned out fire escape, Infernal Rift will scatter infernal cinders all across the map. Picking up these cinders gives a small burst of move speed and a stat buff. On death, half your collected cinders explode out for others to snag for themselves. I mean, you weren't using them anymore, right?
That's weird. I don't know. I like that. I don't know. We'll have to play it.
As in years past, we've made some item adjustments for this new season.
Get rid of the mythics!
A lot of adjustments. For one, mythic items are out. Gone.
Ooh, that's what we've been waiting for!
We're adding, removing, and updating a bunch of items across several champion classes.
What? Sorry, let me. What is that, bro? What are these? These are weird.
Mages, assassins, tanks, enchanters, fighters, and marksmen will all notice quite a few changes when they gear up this season. For example, the new Storm Surge for those AP assassins and burst mages who really want to shock the enemy. In addition, we've overhauled the support quest items. Supports now have a singular item they pick up at the start of the game with minimal stats. You earn gold with this item by executing minions of any type for a flat amount, or hitting enemy champions with abilities or attacks.
Okay.
At the middle tier, you unlock refilling wards as before. And when you reach the final tier, you can choose between several upgraded items to suit your playstyle. Whether you prefer protecting your carry or more aggressive support tactics, we've got you covered. While you're playing around the new map with...
Don't care, it's support, I don't care, no offense.
New monsters and new items...
You know, I do worry though, like, it's kind of like the supports, like, they kind of have like a new mythic system. Like, you're locked into one item, and then you have to build it into like one of the following items that are extension of that item. It's kind of like a mythic system. I don't know, dude. I kind of feel, but I mean, maybe they're OP though. We don't know what they are yet, so.
You should keep an eye out for old grudges. We've added a handful of champion quests that will trigger when certain champs are in the same game. Defeating your quest rival on the enemy team will grant a tiny buff.
Dude, I've been saying this so many times. Imagine if there was more mechanics like Rengar versus Kha'Zix in the game. That'd be so cool. They're doing it. Oh my god, that's actually so cool. It's like, yeah, well, he says tiny buff. I mean, like, Kha'Zix versus Rengar is actually pretty big. Rengar either gets a ton of AD, or Kha'Zix gets a 4th evolution. I mean, I don't know if that's what they call a tiny buff, but if that's, like, consistent across the board, that's gonna be pretty cool.
While it won't significantly impact the game, it'll be a nice reward for your Renekton mains to finally stick it to Nasus. Many of the changes we've made this year are aimed at making gameplay mechanics and systems easier to understand.
Oh, real fast, clarification on this. I saw on Twitter today, this is actually wrong. Zhonya still gives AP. It's just the tooltip is wrong. So, just a heads up. That's what they said on Twitter, unless they're memeing. Like, Riot said that on Twitter. So I think it still gives AP. I think this is wrong. This is just not right. The stats are not right.
This goal includes a lot of adjustments mentioned previously, or smaller changes.
No, it's going to have AP. It's just the tooltip they used in the video is a wrong tooltip.
It's like simplified tooltip language. We also just want to make it feel better to be on the Rift.
Yeah, it's an oopsie.
And you might notice the music changing throughout the game based on where you are or what you're doing. Baron boss music, anyone? And now you can celebrate or commiserate with your teammates in a language everyone understands. The fist bump. Okay, that was a lot to cover. In summary,
fist bump, sure.
New terrain means new gang paths in every lane. Void grubs are now a thing. You can now drive the Rift Herald into battle. Baron looks scarier, and the Void is everywhere. Infernal Rift is totally changing. There's a bunch of new items. Some champs are bringing their beef onto the Rift, and fist bumps explode into sparkles and fireworks. Whew.
Okay.
Got all that? Good. If you want all the nitty-gritty details, we unpack everything in the article linked below. So study up, friends, and we'll see you in January when Season 2024 kicks off.
That was really cool. Nice. Is there any more? That's it. Okay. Wow. I'm excited. I'm excited, dude. You know what? This is gonna have to get another 2 thumbs up from me, dude. 2 thumbs up. Dude, honestly, like, any changes that they make to League right now is just such a breath of fresh air that is so desperately needed. They can honestly make towers, like 25 more towers in the Rift, and I would honestly give it 2 thumbs up because we need something, like, different.